everybody to ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zach Brown. Join with me, as always, is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. The full episodes are on YouTube and on Spotify. We're back at it after a 2-week break, whatever it was. We were at Knoxville Nationals last week. We will talk about that this week. We are diving into Daytona this week, and I already talked about New Hampshire. Surprised it was a better race than expected. And this is actually our second take doing this because my microphone wanted to be an asshole. So this is I cliff note the other stuff that we did. I just want to go back again of the new rules package for Daytona, and dive a little bit into that. But you mentioned the weather when we were actually pretend recording, I guess, and we will talk about that too. But shocker, everybody! There's a chance of rain in Florida every day this week, but. Spoiler size reduced from 7 to 4 inches. Lower horsepower for this goes down to 465 from 510. Wider splitter stuffers, new spoiler braces, and redesigned spoiler deflection device. And they are expected to have faster single car speed. Pack racing is supposed to be unchanged, and they're not doing any practice this week. So could spell mayhem, could spell snooze fest in the beginning. It'll be interesting how that approach happens. And the rain is... It's raining there right now where you're at, and that's going to play a factor very likely. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm not there, so it might not play too much of a factor. But Daytona, there's going to be lots of humidity, but this is the last chance for, I would say, maybe I would only say one driver outside the cut line has really got a chance. Other than that, I think it's Keselowski, and then other than that, everybody more or less is locked up. Like Bubba, he's going to be locked up after he races through the first stage, probably. I don't see too much changing happening before the chase actually happens.
No, I mean, unless like Bubba, probably. I don't know, SVG's right on the cut line.
SVG and Priest are the last two, and then
I see Priest probably doing okay. I think the RFK cars are probably going to be pretty fast. They seem like they generally work together. SVG, I don't know. It's like last week, wet weather tires. He was freaking great. Like as soon as they dry it off, it's like, how can you not drive?
Well, a lot of it did seem there was a lot of fall off on certain drivers in that New Hampshire race, though. Larson was the fastest on the wet weather tires when it was like the track had moisture, and then once they went to dry, he was a top 5 car at best, and then Blaney was the fastest by far. Well, not by far. Barry was arguably the only one that could beat him.
Surprisingly, Josh Berry would have ran like that the whole year. He wouldn't be losing his ride at the end of the year. So.
I mean,
now all of a sudden he's trying a little harder and trying to find a ride.
Well, I don't know if it's all on him either because, I mean, Wood Brothers has had shite equipment lately in the last couple of years. But expect Josh Berry to be fast this weekend, too. Wouldn't it surprise me? Wood Brothers always brings a strong
They bring a very good car down there.
That's what they pride themselves on. The NASCAR 2027 schedule has come out. I want to highlight that before we get into NASCAR Fantasy, which I have made a slight comeback on NASCAR Fantasy. Not drastic enough to win it, but I'm within like 150 points. Huh?
I just felt sorry for you. Let you catch up a little.
I don't know how I did so well. For a while I actually thought I was like maybe Cindric wasn't such a dark horse bet to throw into the table there, and I mean he did okay. I think he finished right outside the top 10, if not top 10 finish. So it didn't look like a completely idiotic pick, but I wanted to throw a shot in the dark. This weekend, it's definitely
everything's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
I can give you a little foreshadowing. I can tell you who I'm not putting in this.
Yeah. I honestly, right now, based on how it's going, it's hard to put really any Chevys in. Just the way I have 2 Chevys in, but Hendrick specifically, they've been struggling. Well, I mean, Larson's got a 6th and a 5th place finish the last couple of weeks. If you say that's struggling,
yeah.
But
some of that's just because he runs that car so much harder than everybody else. I don't think the car's that fast. I think he's getting more out of it, which usually leads into crashes.
Well, the 2027 schedule has been released, and they the back at the Clash. We already talked about that at Daytona. so that's a positive. All-Star races back in North Wilkesboro. I think we touched on that too. I'm okay with it going to North Wilkesboro. At least it's in the area, not at Dover, wherever the hell.
Yeah.
Like, who thought of that? It's better.
It would still be better back at Charlotte.
I agree 1,000% with what the July 4th.
But like I said, at least it's 2 hours away.
Well, did you see what the July 4th race is next year?
I saw. Talk about Middle America.
We said Iowa would be a fantastic July 4th celebration for NASCAR. I mean, we've been out there, and I mean, yeehaw! America's about to. It's about to. If they do it right, and they have concerts like they did for IndyCar, it could be a hell of a weekend.
I was just getting ready to say Iowa's known to put. I mean, shoot, they had Kenny Chesney and
other people.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood, I think, was there.
Yeah. I was like, what's her name? I could see her, but yeah.
And if they can get some of the pyrotechnics from the fucking Knoxville that we saw, that shit might be pretty awesome. That was awesome. They could be a really. I like that. I like it being in Iowa. I think that's and it's going.
I don't mind that.
And I would assume
short track.
I would assume it's a Sunday night race. I would almost.
Yeah, it just says Sunday.
They haven't done the times yet, but I assume it's Sunday night. I would it'd be stupid not to do a Sunday night because you're gonna have fireworks and everything. Hold on.
Yeah.
So that's July 4th race. They changed.
What race took place of North Wilkesboro then?
The points race. Dover just went to a points race.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, Dover just went back to a points race.
Like I said, we discussed it before. I don't mind some of these tracks maybe switching out every year, every couple of years, get some different places. They don't have to probably. North Wilkesboro just isn't going to hold enough people, and the racing wasn't quite good enough. So every other year for them, maybe.
The interesting thing is that Daytona is not the cutoff race next year. It is Darlington. So everything's actually
that makes it interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, you basically that you got to have a good run at Daytona, and then if you're on the cut line and Darlington at the Southern 500. I like the Southern 500 being the cutoff. I like it being the cutoff. I also like it being the first race of the chase too. So I got mixed feelings on that. They brought New Hampshire back into the chase, which after seeing yesterday or the other day, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine with doing that.
You know what? They had a great crowd up there and everything. I'm all for going back there.
Sometimes more or less, it's all the rest of it's pretty much the same. They did move Talladega. Wow, Talladega's on Halloween next year.
Oh yeah, that's the end of the season there in October for Talladega.
That's actually pretty cool. That's
it will be cool there. I think that'll be fast. I think it'll Halloween in Alabama. Yeah, I think that's.
God, these rednecks are gonna be dressed up.
I was gonna say, what do you think you're gonna see there? That's gonna be.
Yeah, that's yep.
I wouldn't mind going to that.
I'm okay with a road course being in the chase next year. That's okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, that road course, like one of the traditional ones. I like Watkins Glen, the higher speed road course.
That's fast. Yeah, I like the schedule.
Yeah,
we got the naval base back on August 1st.
I got mixed feelings because it was a bad race. It was cool. It sucked. We're also going to talk about Washington too because that was pretty interesting to see. We'll talk about that towards the end too. But let's go ahead, get into it, and let's see if I can finish off the regular season strong. I don't know how the chase is set up for fantasy. But NASCAR Fantasy going into Daytona, I'm going on this one first because it's not often that I come off of a fucking win. So my ass is going to go through mine first. Let's just say it's not the last time I've used most of these guys. It's actually the first time I've used most of these guys. It's Daytona, and I didn't have Ryan Blaney left. I don't have Denny Hamlin left. I don't have Larson. I wasn't going to use him again, though. The ones that are, I guess you could call favorites at Daytona, I don't really have, but that's okay because Daytona's weird, and it's one of those races you don't exactly know what can happen. And it's a cutoff race. I think there's going to be a lot of mayhem. I think there will be crashes in this one. I've called the Speedway races pretty accurately lately, and have been pretty close to saying what they've been right, like how they're going to be run. Talladega's last race, not very good, but Atlanta, there was a lot of racing and moving through the field. I think you'll see that at Daytona being at a shorter mileage race, only 400 miles. So I think you'll see that. So NASCAR Fantasy for Daytona, my lineup is Eric Jones. That's the first I've used him. Might use him next week for the Southern 500. Tyler Reddick. Austin Cindric. Austin Dillon. First time I use Austin Dillon. And Josh Berry. And in my garage, I have Bubba Wallace. So, yes, names that you don't see often in my NASCAR fantasy. And the matchups this week, Tyler Reddick versus Chase Elliott. Hendricks overall just haven't been good enough for me to really pick them. So, Tyler Reddick. I got to go with the Daytona 500 champion on that one. Ryan Blaney versus Bubba Wallace. I'm going to give the edge to Bubba this week. Ryan won last week. Let me give Bubba the edge over him this week. SVG versus Ryan Priest. I feel like they've been pushing this matchup forever now. And which is the cutoff.
They're the bubble drivers, so.
And I'm going to go with Ryan Priest on that one. I think the RFK will be good there. Carson Hocevar versus Connor Zilic. I think it's common sense just to go with Carson there. Zilic still hasn't really proven that he can stay consistent and finish races. He gets caught up in stuff so quickly. Feel bad for him.
He has been running a little bit better, so all of a sudden.
Now maybe the news has gotten out there that he's going to Hendrick. That's kind of takes some of the
slightly
pressure
surprising, but I understand. I understand it. So
I'll talk about that here in a second. But go ahead with your lineup.
Okay, so our matchups are going to be exactly the same, but our starters are completely different. So it's either going to be a big swing one way or the other. So I have Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, and in my garage I have Joey Logano. So like I said, our matchups are the same. Tyler Reddick over Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace over Ryan Blaney, Ryan Priest over SVG, and Carson Hocevar over Connor Zilic.
Well, I can't make up a lot of ground from the matchups. That's how I made up a lot of ground this past week. Let's give our picks for the race winner, and then we'll get into the rest of the episode. So my pick this week is driver that finished runner-up last week, and it's just one that he's in my garage, and he might very well end up going to the starting lineup. Just depending on how the race shakes up. I just wanted to have him in there. But I like it. I think it's a good race for him. And I think more or less he's going to be driving pretty loose because he's more or less locked in the chase as it is. I think he'll get a lot of help. The car's always good there. He's one of the better drafting track racers out there. I got Bubba Wallace for this one.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stick in the Toyota camp, but I'm going to go with Chase Briscoe. Gets a win in Daytona.
Let's talk. I want to talk real quick about IndyCar at Washington. I don't know if you got to watch any of that race.
I saw some of it.
The race itself wasn't the greatest. I mean, it's IndyCar street course. It is what it is, but it was really cool. It was really neat.
For the coolest flyovers ever.
The flyovers, but when they actually raced and the one front stretch, I guess straightaway at least, the Capitol building in the background is without.
That's really pretty. Cool. It was pretty neat. For sure.
People can say what they want, and this is not political. We're not getting political. I don't. It was cool. It's just neat. It's a nation's capital. I mean, shoot, or IndyCar Formula One. They should do it at other nations' capitals too. I just think it's cool. You go to a country's capital area and you're racing on the streets there. Yeah. That's kind of cool. And and they're throwing
a lot of people in. Probably never had a
say
chance
they did
to
a race. They
they
could do it. Yeah, there were so many people. I've never seen a street course that packed before.
Yeah,
and say they race the streets of London, that'd be badass. Paris would be badass. I mean, it's
just like Monaco. How cool that is.
Yeah,
the racing usually sucks, but it's neat seeing.
I mean, where they drive around the national. Well, it was better race than Monaco, but they drive through the National Archives area. I mean, I was like, steal the Declaration of Independence, Nicolas Cage, and then Capitol Building was so cool. I think initially they wanted to drive past the White House. I don't think that was allowed though. At the end of the day.
Yeah, probably. But it was like a 7-mile road course or something like that. It was.
I don't think
I
so.
think. What I thought they said when I was watching the
No, it
IROC
was
race,
like
it was like
1.4. It wasn't big. It
no,
was
I thought they said it was like a 7 mile road course.
no, because they were turning laps at like a minute and a
Oh,
half.
okay, I was going to say that.
Because it went by fast, and it was 100. And um, it was 250 miles. It was 140 laps. It was interesting. I thought it was cool. Now they said they want to have NASCAR do it. I'm like, they're just not built for that.
Yeah.
As cool as it would be, they don't need to do that. No, I mean, Formula One could arguably do it. They do like streets of Miami and Las Vegas as it is.
Yeah, that would be cool.
The one thing I will say, the roads were really rough. You saw the in car and they was really bumpy, which I think the drivers liked because it added that element, and it was a little bit extra. They actually had to drive them a little bit more.
Okay, I must have heard him say 1.7 miles.
That's what it was. It wasn't 7 miles.
Okay.
It was absolutely not. Kyle Kirkwood was the fastest car by far. I thought once Pillow had that issue, it was over. Like that's the only one that could have drove up through. And now the point standings are really interesting in IndyCar.
That'd be kind of cool to see Kirkwood win that thing. Just somebody other than Pillow.
It was cool to see an American win at the America 250 race, though. That was cool. I mean, everybody wanted to be the first to win it, but have an American. I mean, it's just like, say you drove at Felix Rosenquist in Sweden. I think he's from something like that, and you raced there. If you won at his capital, the Glacier Tower, I don't know what's called in Sweden, but whatever they race over there. I mean, that'd be cool for him. It's kind of like that. Yeah, I thought I watched that more than the NASCAR race for a little while, but then it just kept. It was 4 seconds, 5 second lead. I'm like, let me just turn back into the
or
NASCAR.
more.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to touch on about that. So let's talk about our Knoxville trip. We've had a week to unwind from it and officially dissipate all of. Maybe is it 1 week? Yeah, it was last week. I can't remember anymore. Was it last week?
2 weeks ago.
Shit, I don't remember. But you.
A week and a half ago.
Well, I finally got all the NOS out of my blood after we had all of that.
I would love to know how many cans of NOS they gave out during that thing.
That would be cool because it's got to be the most they've ever done based on how much of a rain delay they had.
We were there, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got back to the hotel at 2:30 or something like that in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, we
Saturday.
didn't get to sleep until it was like 4 o'clock Eastern time or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But we survived. It was definitely an experience. It was, I mean, it's one of the cooler bucket list races we've been to. I'm still going to put Indy on top of it. It just, the Indy, just the iconic stuff from Indy, everything that went into that. Every damn race we go to rains, but Knoxville was pretty damn cool. Even with their adjusted format that they did, which I don't really understand why exactly they had to do it, because I feel like they still could have done the full program.
I think
during
they could
the
have
day.
done that Saturday race, just run it as they would the Friday night race, and had shots, wins the race, gets to start the Nationals. I don't know why they.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really go in. I don't know. Yeah, because they still ran. Oh, they were going to run the E and D main, but then they canceled those. But they still could have at least had shots go into the A, automatically make it in the back of the A. Would he have done anything? It's hard to tell. Tanner Holmes did though, and that was one of the most impressive runs.
I mean, some of those guys came up through there pretty good.
I really want to have his nickname be the Lego Man, though. I think so. That needs to catch on because he's the one that has the Lego sprint car.
They all got him now.
Oh, well, he's the one that initially said it. That's pretty cool, though. Like we've already posted, though, once Larson got there, are we really surprised he just whipped everybody? And we said if you start on the front row, it's going to be hard to pass you. The way all the features were doing that, all the heats were doing it, you start on the front row, that gave you that advantage.
Yeah, people are talking about, the whole thing, but why would you penalize a guy for getting the most points of your qualifying night? And if Larson would have started fourth, was he probably going to win it? Probably not.
Uh,
No, I don't think so. Like it,
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Casey, and hey, hats off to Casey Kane for a freaking great run. I mean, at one point he was underneath Larson on that one restart.
He had he had a chance, and he missed turn 2 at one point,
Yeah,
and that kind of costed him because
it's not hard to do at Knoxville, that's for sure.
well, you had to be perfect to have a chance of even getting to Larson, and then to pass him, it would have been a lot. It'd been a tall task.
Especially since I mean, at the end that cushion was getting up pretty far, but early in the race it was only, halfway up the track or 2/3 maybe.
I thought, considering everything that the speedway went through that entire week with the weather, I was thoroughly impressed how overall it was really racy. It really was. Like, don't let just Larson leading every single lap take away that it was a good race. There was great racing throughout the field. Tanner Holmes proved that.
Macedo came up through there pretty good.
Yeah, and
a few of the guys came from the back to the front.
I mean, Sheldon fell back to 3rd or 4th, and he was able to drive back up to it.
I don't know what happened to Logan Schuchart because he was up to 3rd with 1 to go, and I don't know if he ran out of fuel or had a tire starting to go down. I missed what happened because he ended up 4th or 5th, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well have been tire starting to go down.
I don't know what happened, or if he just tried something on the last lap to and just didn't.
It was funny. Their pyrotechnics beforehand, the air was so thick because of all the moisture and everything. They had the cannons blow up and explosions everywhere. It was just smoke, and I was like, they're not going to be able to race for like 10 minutes. You can't see anything. I mean, they still went, and it was, I guess, on the track from the track view itself, it was fine. But damn, you couldn't see them for the first lap. I was like, well, on turn 1 and 2, that's where all the air was flowing to. And I'm like, I can't see them. This seems a little dangerous.
I will give some tips for Knoxville, though. If you're going to go, the best racing is probably going to be the Wednesday and Thursday qualifying nights. That's, just if you're going to see passing for the lead is probably going to happen those nights rather than the Nationals.
But the iconic race still just going.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like if you could do the whole week, do the whole week.
I mean, a lot of people do. They have that's their vacation. Like they spend a year. I don't know if I could do a whole week in Iowa. It's just not a lot to really do there. Go to Menards, I guess.
Hey, let's give a shout out to the Quick Star little mini market thing for the good and cheap food.
Yeah, so if you're there, there's a gas station literally a block away from the speedway, and
a little more than that.
They have food that's just normal. It's actually pretty good gas station food. I will give it to them. It's actually pretty tasty.
They had freaking 2-piece fried chicken, a breast and a wing for $2.99.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we spent more than that on corn. FYI, everybody makes a big deal about the corn. It's corn. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. It was good. I mean, it was, but it was more of just like a gotcha point that, hey, you're eating corn in Iowa. There's not much more to it.
I mean, they were some big ears of corn. I mean,
it was tasty. It was fine. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like the deal of the day was all the stuff at the gas station. It was great. We're not going to tell you where we parked. Not doing that. Not giving that secret away.
That's a hidden secret.
Yeah, that was great where we were able to park. Just FYI, we parked for free. So not if you were willing to walk a little bit, it's kind of like other we're used to it, like college football games. We find different areas of.
Like I said, it couldn't have been any more than a half a mile.
No, we parked more than that.
And shit, we got right. Of course, I mean it was 3:00 in the morning, but we got right out, right back, no issues there.
Yeah,
so, it was fun. I mean the weather could have been a little nicer, but it was fun.
We got those Wolfgang shirts, pretty.
Yep,
sick.
we got sporting the old style Wolfgang from who makes this?
It was Sprint Legends.
Sprint Legends. So I mean they have Wolfgang, they had Hod and Shield. They have
three different. They have the 3 iconic ones from Wolfgang's career that they had.
Yeah,
it was neat. It really was. Everything was really cool. It was a lot of. I was getting mad because I'm like, if I came all the way out here and I don't get to see the damn Knoxville Nationals, I'm going to be very disappointed. Then it started raining, but they were like, it was like they weren't going to cancel it. And they even said it. They said they would lose more people to go in if they had to move it back to Sunday than they would for
But
just.
there was a lot that didn't come in Saturday night, even when we were there.
Well, they said it would have been astronomically worse if it were.
People got to go home.
Yeah, so that's why they did it. And
they're all saying they were stalling for Larson, but if you think about it, they cut out races. If they were stalling for Larson, they were still.
They really weren't. They really weren't stalling.
Were they stalling a little bit when they knew he was going to be there pretty close? Yeah, that'd have been a dick move if they'd have hurried up and tried to start that without.
Well, like they could have started the B a little bit earlier, and he still would have been there, no problem. That wasn't a big deal, but they wanted to have that interview with him. I mean, he was the most tracked flight at that time. I mean, who the hell are you tracking at damn 1 in the damn morning on a random Saturday?
Taylor Swift, maybe.
I don't know.
I will say neat, though.
I will say this: we've now seen Larson race pretty much in everything you can think of besides his late model. But we've seen him race in NASCAR, IndyCar, and in Sprint Car. Now that was the first time we seen him in Sprint Car, so that's pretty cool to see.
First time we seen him win one in person.
Well, I've seen him win in NASCAR.
You did?
When I was working, he won the Roval.
That's right.
Yeah, he won the Roval, but that was cool. And I'll be honest, I know it's the most simple paint scheme and everything, but I think that's become one of the most iconic cars now.
You know what? Even like when Sam was on our show, you can see that car.
You know which car, you know who it is too. Like,
I mean, you pick it right out. There's some other ones that you just. Yeah. The one of Skylar G, you couldn't see that damn car on the track.
Yeah.
Wow, we've got a big thunder shot here.
Oh, she's doing something. But Sprint Car racing has been really good lately. The week after Knoxville, High Limit was putting on hella races.
Yeah, Outlaws races were good.
Yeah, and Outlaws are in North Dakota this week, and I expect they always race pretty well in North Dakota. That Midwest racetracks are really, really good. The Rico's had some bad luck lately, and now Aaron Reitzel is the leader in High Limit. Aaron Reitzel has been racing very well. Except randomly, I expected him to do better at Knoxville, and he didn't make the show.
Well, you know how you get behind the 8 ball one little bit, your whole week's almost shot. So
it seems like it doesn't matter where David Gravel finishes, he's gonna be 180 points ahead of all the time. It seems like at this point. The races for second place, Sheldon looks like he's got a good chance. He's been there's some fight.
He's been on a tear. He was good at Knoxville, and he won 1 or 2 the week after. So good for Sheldon.
Yeah, it's
picked up one of his shirts from our wife. So
yep. All right, well, I think that does it for this week, guys. So make sure you guys check out the NASCAR Fantasy. Enjoy Daytona this week. More sprint car racing happening. The kids are getting antsy if you can't hear them because she's screaming at the top of her lungs right behind me. So we'll see you guys next Friday.
All right, bye, everybody.